Today we are here with Aziz Musa, CEO, and Stephen Streeter, Chairman of Forbidden Technologies. Good to see you again.
Good to see you, Rosie.
Stephen, you made a lot of board changes last year. What were they and what was your purpose behind them?
Well, I'll start with the purpose behind them. We've had quite a stable board for a number of years, and it served us well while we've developed our key products, key technologies, and we've established our first clients in major areas. But the company emphasis has now moved on, much more commercial, to expand those markets, to expand the business. And as a result, we're not sentimental, and we've decided that a different combination of directors will serve the company well. So the new people coming in are chosen for exactly that. And in fact, for each announcement, we've said what their specific achievements are and their specific benefits to the board. But they give a balanced board and much more commercially focused. And that is led with our new CEO, Aziz Musa.
Moving on to you now, Aziz. What was your thinking behind today's operational update?
It was important for us to set the scene for existing and potential future investors. As Stephen mentioned, we went through quite a lot of organisational change last year. We have a technology that's ubiquitous that can be applied into multiple different sectors. And so it's important for us to really outline where we're focusing, why we're focusing in those areas, and what that means for us as a company and for investors in Forbidden Technologies.
Why have you chosen to address the specific segments outlined in today's operational update?
I think this is the first time we've been really deliberate about the specific sectors that we want to address. There are 8 in total. Individually, they are news, sports, education, consumer through Captivate and Eva. We have reality, factual, and children's TV, and we sort of bundle that under entertainment. Why those sectors? Well, they're all sectors where we have a product that works, that either has a competitive advantage over competitors in the space, or offers a competitive advantage to anyone who uses it, that we have existing customers that we can grow, an addressable market that can grow that sector for us, and where we have a penetration rate of less than 15%. The sectors each have specific attractions to us. If we take news, for example, we announced last week 2 new clients via one of our partners, Field 59, part of the ABC affiliate network. And they said it as clear as you like. We brought them competitive advantage. They were able to cut their workflow time by half. When you think about news, you work in news. Your entire competitive advantage is around getting that content out to market as quickly as possible. And where everyone else is scrabbling around for those extra 2 minutes and 3 minutes, we transformed their workflow, cutting their time by half. So for us, there's a definite competitive advantage there. Similarly in sports, although there are multiple other competitive advantages that we bring to the table in sports. In entertainment, in all of those areas, the advantage of having content in the cloud, where people can consume that content, add their comments, review and approve the content, and edit it all in the cloud, has always been valuable to us, and that's always been our largest market, and we just expect to grow that market further. And then, of course, through consumer, Captivate, we think, is a multiple play. It's a consumer play, but it's also a play that we expect to roll out into news and sports too. And then with Eva, Eva, we're seeing a growing pipeline of channel partners wanting to work with us to rent a channel to create authentic content for their users. The traditional world of marketing is collapsing around marketing directors everywhere. I'm glad that I'm not a marketing director now. Back when I was a marketing director, things were much easier. You could just buy at a certain acquisition rate, and you could almost guarantee conversions. But with ad blockers and with the need of the consumer to have more authentic content, there's fewer channels for marketers to use, and so that's the space that Eva looks to operate in.
So how has the organisation adapted and changed to address the opportunity?
Dramatically, and that's a really important point. I think what we have done is shifted the organisation away from being a product and technology focused company, and we're in the process now of shifting it toward being a commercially focused company. And that's not purely rhetoric. That's in terms of our organizational structure, as well as the behaviors and the people that we have within the company. So we've moved to a matrix structure headed by the three, we call them the GMs, the general managers, each owning a revenue stream, each accountable for the delivery of that revenue stream. Some of them have salespeople working directly for them. Critically, we have the shared services of marketing, research and development, support and admin and finance supporting those three GMs. So in terms of organizational shift, it is being applied in that way. So financially, what we're seeing is a shift of spend away from R&D into sales, specifically as we build out our sales apparatus. That process will continue through Q1, maybe into Q2. You know, we're very deliberate about the type of people that we want to hire, and it's worth taking the time to get that right, because actually that'll fuel our growth way beyond 16 and 17.
Beyond the areas just outlined, what are the growth prospects going forward into 2016?
We have ambitious targets for the 8 areas that we have set out. I think what excites me, what pleases me are these 8 areas and that we're addressing these 8 areas. What excites me more is the areas that we're not addressing. When I chose and accepted the offer from Stephen and the board to become chief executive, I was under no doubt that we could get that company into that 1 to 5 million phase. But a lot of technology companies get into that 1 to 5 million revenue sort of set, and they stagnate there for a long period of time. What was more interesting to me is there prospect of the 10 and beyond? Could this be a tens of millions of pounds company? And so actually what excites me about our growth prospects in the next 3 to 5 years is actually the stuff that we're not addressing. And I think you know, those who are interested can do their own research into Progressive have done some research which has been released today, and there's some elements of what I'm talking about within that research. But where we're not addressing is much bigger than where we are addressing, and we still have competitive advantage in those sectors. We've just chosen these 8 specific sectors because we think it's easier to drive immediate revenues from them. Not easy, easier.
So from a growth perspective again, how was 2015?
2015 was an important year from a stabilization perspective for the company. So it was really important for us to set a firm footing for our growth in 16, 17 and beyond. So we were in line with management expectations in terms of our revenue. I think we exceeded our own expectations in terms of sports in particular. I think that there was some real positive news that investors will have seen throughout 2015. But really our growth is very much focused on 16, 17, 18 and beyond.
Aziz, finally, how are your cash reserves, and do you expect to do a fundraising?
As a board, if an opportunity arises for us to add significant shareholder value or accelerate our growth plans, then we will explore all those funding options.